welcome to Myanmar Today Review. And this is where we visit the top stories for this week from Myanmar Today. Here are the reports from our reporters from this week. Bogyoke and Mo will give us the details on the inauguration ceremonies of Bogyoke bronze statues in Naypyidaw and Yangon. Williamson got the latest report on how Chin people in Yangon celebrate its National Day. Akajo has a story on international community provides help to China in fighting the COVID-19. Min Thu and Ye 9 has the full story on the current air quality of Yangon, how it can't still hurt health. Akajo once again got the latest report on how there are changes to be made to YPS devices after test run. Before we get to the reports, let's take a look at the featured local news from this week. According to the Office of the President, at the invitation of His Excellency Sri Ram Nath Kovind, President of the Republic of India, President U Myint, President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, and spouse Do Cho Cho will pay a state visit to the Republic of India in the near future. The 72nd anniversary of Chin National Day celebrated at the sports ground in Tantallin, Chin State on Thursday, with an address by State Councillor Do Aung San Suu Kyi. The ceremony was started with opening ceremony of the archway of 72nd anniversary of Chin National Day by the State Councillor and officials. Later, State Councillor Do Aung San Suu Kyi delivered a remark. In her address, the State Councillor made a wish, happiness and well-being for Chin nationals in Myanmar and Chin communities living abroad on the auspicious occasion of Chin ethnic people. She also said the struggles and efforts of Chin national leaders and patriots for the political movements to regaining the country's independence a long history. She clarified the emergence of Chin National Day and participation of Chin ethnic people in the country's independence struggles together with other national brethren. In her conclusion, the State Councillor called for striving for the development of Chin State and the people, preserving the beauty of Chin Hills, handing over democratic mindset with political vision to the next generation, and participating in the efforts for building a democratic federal union in cooperation with other national brethren. That's all with the local news. This is Myanmar Today Review, broadcasting from Myanmar International Radio. On FM, make sure you catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. You can also download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices for your own convenience. And I believe it's time now for our first report. The inauguration ceremonies of Bogyoke bronze statues marking the 105th Bogyoke's birthday were held in Naypyidaw, Langtaya, and Degomyote South in Yangon on a grand scale on the 13th of February. The opening ceremony of the bronze statue in the form of Bogyoke Aung San riding horse took place at the Yangon roundabout in Naypyidaw in the morning of the same day, attended by President U Myint, and the inauguration ceremony followed. In his opening speech at the inauguration ceremony, President U Myint said the government is striving for the implementation of the dream national march our leader, Bogyoke Aung San, and ethnic leaders had. Bogyoke and Mo reports.
The inauguration ceremonies of Bogyoke bronze statues marking the 105th Bogyoke's birthday were held in Naypyidaw, Langtaya, and Degomyote South in Yangon on a grand scale on 13 February. The opening ceremony of the bronze statue in form of Bogyoke Aung San riding horse took place at the Yangon roundabout in Naypyidaw in the morning of 13 February. Attended by President U Myint, and the inauguration ceremony followed. In his opening speech at the inauguration ceremony, President U Myint said, the government is striving for the implementation of the dream national model leader Bogyoke Aung San and ethnic leaders had. The similar opening ceremonies of Bogyoke bronze statues marking the 105th birthday of Bogyoke Aung San were held in Laintaya and the Gomyodit Sot in Yangon, attended by Yangon Chief Minister U Phyo Min Thay, lot of representatives, and the town elders as well as the residents. Yangon Chief Minister U Phyo Min Thay spoke to MI Radio the purpose of holding the opening ceremony of Bogyoke bronze statues to mark the 105th birthday of General Aung San meant that the people recognize Bogyoke Aung San as the guiding star of the Union, the father of independence, father of Tamador, who established Myanmar Tamador. U Phyo Min Thay, Chief Minister for Yangon Region, said,
All stakeholders strove for the full independence under the leadership of Bogyoke Aung San, who was far-sighted. This move should make Bogyoke Aung San and ethnic leaders sign Penlong Agreement. The erection of Bogyoke Aung San bronze statue is aimed at next generation youth to be aware of the sacrifice Bogyoke made for the state. Now, with the leadership of State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi, the government is in the process of making reforms within the country. Now is also the time for the country to keep on trying for the establishment of democracy federal union through 21st century Penlong Conference.
Bogyoke Aung Sanကိုနမူနာပြုပြီးနောက်မျိုးဆက်တွေကိုလက်ဆင့်ကမ်းပေးနိုင်ဖို့အတွက်အခုလိုအထိမ်းအမှတ်ရုပ်ထုတွေကိုကျွန်တော်တို့တည်ဆောက်နေတာပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်
Moreover, the voices of Lodor representatives and the residents regarding the emergence of Bogyoke Aung San bronze statues were heard. Unyinyi, Yangon Region Lodor representative, chairman of Bogyoke bronze statue organizing committee of the Gomyodit Sot, said,
We have aims to unveil Bogyoke bronze statue. The main aim is the next generation youths have to know perspective, ideologies, spirits, and policies of Bogyoke. We have made efforts to do this since 2015. Our efforts have continued up to 2020. We had to try for this 5 years. With the contribution of the friends, those who love Bogyoke and the people our dream came true.
Utinle, resident of the Gomyodit Sot, said,
We are very delighted with the emergence of Bogyoke bronze statue in our township. It has been a long time for us to wait for this. We were taught about General Aung San during our childhood. We are glad and we take pride. New generation youth need to know the noble spirit of Bogyoke Aung San. Really, General Aung San is a role model for new generation youth. It is very important that next generation youth cultivate the morality of Bogyoke. For that reason, we always tell you to cultivate. Most of the children have come to know about the sacrifice and noble effort of Bogyoke.
Charity feast of Wine Peace Anand's Nambia and fun fair to mark the 105th birthday of Bogyoke Aung San, which fall on 13 February, were held on a grand scale across the country.
That's the report on the inauguration ceremonies of Bogyoke bronze statues in Naypyidaw and Yangon. The 72nd Chin National Day was celebrated in Yangon by Chin community at Chin Center in East Yangon on Thursday, which is the National Day of Chin's Day. This National Day is celebrated to honor the sacrifice made by Chin leaders in bringing unity among its people and their efforts in leading Chin people during the colonial rule. At the same time, this day is also being celebrated to pass the culture and the tradition of younger generation who do not have a privilege of growing up in Chin State. Wilson has the full report.
The 20th February is the National Day for Chin people, and it is celebrated everywhere Chin people live across the country and also across the world. Chin National Day was the result of Chin leaders' collaborated efforts in order for Chin people to have freedom, liberty, equality, and management of their own affairs without outside interference. The date 20th February was designated for the Chin National Day at the Chin Special Division General Conference held on February from 19 to 20th of 1948. Therefore, to mark this National Day of Chin people, the 72nd Chin National Day was also held in Yangon at Chin Center in East Yangon Township, where Chin people come together as one to celebrate their National Day and also highlight the importance of unity among this diverse group of people. Speaking to the media, Salai Lian Zhonglong, president of All Chin Society, said,
Chin မြို့သားရဲ့တကယ့်အတိုင်းတမိုင်းဝင်နေ့ရက်တရက်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ဒီရန်ကုန်မှာဧကဲ့သို့စီစီကားကားကျင်းပတဲ့ကဲ့သို့မြန်မာနိုင်ငံနဲ့အဝန်း
The 72nd Chin National Day, which is being celebrated today, is a historic day for all Chin people. As we are celebrating in a grand scale in Yangon, this day is also being celebrated across the country where Chin people are and wherever the Chin people are in the world. However, if we are to look at the condition of Chin state, it is the least developed and the poorest state in Myanmar. The main reason for the slow development of Chin state is due to its geographical features and the hills making it very hard to reach out by transportation. As Chin state doesn't have much to offer to its people in the earning livelihood, many of the people have moved out of their places. For now, we have only about a population of 400,000 to 500,000 in Chin state, as many people have migrated to other countries. Therefore, by celebrating Chin National Day like this, we want to pass on the culture and tradition of Chin people to the younger generation who don't have a privilege to grow up in Chin state.
In this Chin National Day celebration, the cultural show and the exhibition of Chin traditional clothes and other items of different tribes were also on display, and some of the famous Chin singers also performed at the event. This is also the day when Chin people have a chance to show off their best cultural costume, as everyone is seen dressing their own cultural dress. Mai Song Simang, she is one of the participants who also spoke to the media, and she said,
အကြောင်းရင်းအဖြစ်၃မျိုးရှိပါတယ်၃ရက်ရှိပါတယ်ပထမအဆုံးကဘာလဲဆိုရင်ဒါနေချက်အင်္ဂလိပ်ကိုပေါ့နော်တော်လှန်တာပေါ့သူကျွန်မ
There are three main reasons for the formation of this Chin National Day, fighting against the British colonialists by the Chin people as one common want for the improvement of education in Chin state, and the effort to bring democratic government to the people were some of the main reasons for forming this Chin National Day. Ever since this day was first formed, we have been celebrating this date for many years, and today we have come to the 72nd celebration of Chin National Day. With the celebration of Chin National Day, we are hoping the best for the future of Chin state.
According to the report at the event, although NLD-led government has provided more budget, all the budget has to be spent on other sectors such as road construction and basic infrastructure in Chin State and other development projects in the state. This is Williamson for MI Radio.
That's a report on how Chin people in Yangon celebrate its National Day. International communities help China in combating the new coronavirus known as COVID-19. As the death toll spirals, the World Health Organization has arrived in China to study the virus and seek the solution. While accepting the international help, Chinese government has enacted policies and enforced measures to contain the deadly virus outbreak across the country. For more details, Akajo reached out to the reporters from China Media Group and China Radio International.
While China is fighting against the deadly epidemic of coronavirus outbreak, international community shows their support. The support comes in the form of the medical supplies and the items used in combating the virus. China has accepted help from the US and other countries to put the virus under control as the death toll has been spiraling. China has agreed to let the World Health Organization form an international team of experts that travel to the mainland to study the virus and seek solutions. Recently, the WHO team arrived to China and instigated their effort to seek the solution. For more on the help from international community, MI Radio reached out to Mr. Xu Jingdou, senior journalist of the China Media Group.
As for the assistance from the international community, mostly the medical supplies and equipment, for example, surgical masks, gloves, disinfectants, protective suits, etc. All the stuff you need to fight this virus. And of course, there are also pledges, financial pledges to help the research, to know more about the virus and to develop vaccines as soon as possible. And also you have the support, I would say moral support, and to help the Chinese side to boost the confidence to fight the virus. For example, some national leaders have expressed their support that, we are with the Chinese people. If you need, I can visit China right now, etc. So these are important to finally, I would say, win this battle against the virus.
China's latest official figures released on Tuesday put the overall death toll at 1,868 and 72,436 infections. Pointing out the risk for medical staff, the paper says that a total of 3,019 health workers have been infected, 1,716 of which were confirmed cases and 5 had died by 11 February, which was the last day of data included in the research. Mr. Xu Jingdou continued to explain more on the shortage of the items China needs help with.
Yes, there are a lot of support to the Chinese side. These are all playing a very important role, as we know that even today there is a shortage of medical supplies, protective gears for medical staff. Well, they are at the front line to contain the spread of the virus. Even for ordinary folks, for example, living in China, there is a shortage of masks because there's 1.4 billion people. Remember, if everybody consumes masks, like even one a day, there's a huge shortage in terms of the number. So the Chinese factories are producing, running full steam to produce as many as possible, but still, this is an urgent situation. So yes, medical supplies are in need.
China's response to the virus has seen the lockdown of Wuhan, the largest city in Hubei, the rest of the province, as well as severe travel restrictions on movements across the country. Authorities in China are tightening curbs on movement to combat the outbreak. People in the province of 60 million people have been ordered to stay indoors, though they will be allowed to leave in an emergency. Measures include enforcing the travel restriction on essential road and the public places. China Radio International reporter Ms. Huang Yue explained more on the measures Chinese banks take to disinfect the banknotes.
the central bank has taken measures to strengthen the cash supply and liquidity management, with 4 billion yuan of new banknotes being allocated to the city of Wuhan, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak. And the central bank has enhanced the disinfection of banknotes in circulation to ensure the public uses sanitary money. Cash withdrawn from the regions severely hit by the outbreak should be disinfected by the ultraviolet rays or high temperatures and be stored for more than 14 days before being pumped into the market again. The central bank has issued a circular asking its branches and commercial banks to take differentiated measures according to the local conditions to ensure the safety of banknotes.
It is also reported that, according to Chinese officials, it is reported that more than 12,000 people have recovered so far. This is Agajot reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
That's the report on how international community provides help to China in fighting the COVID-19. The Department of Meteorology and Hydrology Kaba A Station, the Yangon City Development Committee, and NGO organizations are measuring the air quality level in Yangon, the commercial hub of the country almost every day. Yangon is now facing daily heavy traffic with a gradual increase in its population. Min Tu and Yan 9 reports.
The Department of Meteorology and Hydrology, Kabae Station, the Yangon City Development Committee, YCDC, and NGO organizations are measuring the air quality level in Yangon, the commercial heart of the country, almost every day. Yangon is now facing daily heavy traffic with a gradual increase in its population. Wu Cho-Tong, head of Environmental Conservation and Sanitation Department, Yangon, said,
Air pollution should not be measured only at a single place. Everywhere in Yangon, it should be measured. In order to get an actual index, equipment has to measure at a place for 24 hours. The next thing is that the measurement must be carried out in times of the heaviest traffic and of the hottest weather. If so, the air quality index remains the highest. Measuring the air quality only at a single time may not give the right index. All the measurements of the 24 hours should be taken into consideration. Another point is daily air quality indexes. The right air quality index should be released following the detailed review.
According to the measurement of air quality of Yangon by the Department of Meteorology and Hydrology Kabae Station, it showed 80 AQI on 10 February, 95 on 11 February, 87 on 16 February, and 70 on 17 February, respectively. Regarding the effect of air quality index on the health, 0 to 50 AQI indicate a good level, and 51 to 100 AQI a median level as well. These levels can have effect on the health. The level of 101 to 150 AQI can have negative effect on those who are unfit, causing respiratory problems. It also can affect on those suffering headache and the children, according to the report of DMH. Wu Cho-Tong, head of Environmental Conservation and Sanitation Department, Yangon, said,
Although our department does not release official news about the air pollution of Yangon at present, on the behalf of the state, the DMH has released the report already. For this, I don't need to say particularly. Our YCDC will have to announce what the people will have to follow the instructions on preventive measures when Yangon region government instructs us.
The reason of being 50 to 100 AQI in Yangon is due to burning of stubble, rubbish, and dry leaves, emission of fumes from the industries, factories, smoke and dust coming from the vehicles, and the particles thrown from the construction sites. The department concerns are working together in the reduction of air pollution, according to the press conference held by the Yangon City Development Committee (YCDC) on 17 February. Don Lai Mo, Secretary of Yangon City Development Committee (YCDC), said,
Air quality must be measured for 48 hours, although it is set 24 hours measurement. It is learned that the air quality measurement by the NGOs is not long like that. The DMH has places to measure air quality in Yangon where there are measurement systems. We have a plan to measure air quality at 47 places in Yangon in partnership with the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environmental Conservation.
The air pollution in Yangon has been measured at 67 points since 2016. The key 3 points are the place in front of the Yangon City Hall, the place of Leighton Roundabout, and the place of Mingalado. The remaining 64 points were measured by mobile system.
Yangon Region Transport Authority's regular press meeting took place at the authority's office on Wednesday. The YRTA presented updates on the new YBS buses running to the universities, the Yangon payment service system, and the mini buses. Among the various topics, Akajo has more on the YPS system update.
Currently, the YPS devices are using the speech sound to signal the transaction activity, and soon it will be changed into beep sound to make it faster. This was noted at the Yangon Region Transport Authority's regular press meeting on Wednesday. The 11-day test was run on 1,458 YBS buses as the first phase. 95 people were assigned to do various tests on the devices and cars to find out the technical error. Recently, the report from the test run project show it takes long when the device responds to the transaction activity, and so they will replace it with the beep sound to make activity faster.
We ran the YPS devices test on 1,458 buses. We assigned 95 people to test the devices and girls. The project ran from January 31st to February 9th, bringing the total number of 11 days. The feedbacks were recorded and reports were discussed to tackle the technical setbacks. One of the issues that we need to handle is that we heard that the device reads success and thank you as an automated voice response to the guard use. It takes about 1 second to 1.5 seconds to finish the process, and so it's a bit slow, especially during the rush hours when loads of passengers take the bus. So if we use beep song, it will be faster for the activity and there is no blockage of passengers at the exit and entrance.
The Yangon Bus Service YBS aims to implement the car payment system in order to solve the problem of shortage of notes and to discontinue using the cash box system. The Asia Stammer, the tender-winning payment service provider, has been closely working with the authority to implement the YPS system. In the first phase, 1,458 buses were set for the test project, among which 113 were not tested as they were under maintenance. Therefore, the remaining 113 buses and another host of 432 buses, the test will be conducted as a second phase. So far, the YPS devices were installed in 1,890 buses for the first pilot project. Payment card devices were installed on 500 buses from the Yangon Urban Public Transport Company, on 500 buses of the Yangon Bus Public Company, on 300 buses from Mahabandula Company, and on over 80 buses from Sri Taungbai Company.
After discussion with the bus company on report, we found something that we need to urgently tackle. We did test run on 1,455 buses, among which 1,345 buses had the test run as 113 were under service. The tests include testing the distance between the device and cocks, testing the device capacity during peak hours where many people use the devices at the same time, and we really encourage people to queue once they get on and alight the buses so that they can tap the cards to the device systematically.
The YPS devices are worth of $390 each, and that includes insurance. The authority also tested the duration that the money was transferred to the device and then to the banks. The technology company and the buses company give their feedbacks and report. Yangon bus system is the main transportation mode of the commercial city Yangon. Of about 7 million people living in Yangon, about 2 million commuters use public transport on a daily basis. This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
Well, that's all the reports we have for you today. That's all with the news and reports on Myanmar Today Review. Tune in every Saturday on MITV at 8:30 p.m. for Myanmar Today Review. Until next time.